This is how you play Marvel Rivals. You guys have been playing ranked and you guys are Hearthstone Silver, Hearthstone Gold, or even Hearthstone Plat. You guys need to listen to these 4 easy steps that I'm going to mention in this video to turn you into a better player. Make sure you stay to the end of the video because the very last tip that I'm going to give is the most important tip that you need in order to really understand the game at a different level. The first tip that I'm going to tell you guys, it's ult management. What I mean by ult management is you guys need to understand when and how to go about popping your ult. Whether you're a tank, a DPS, or a support, you need to understand when is the proper time of popping your ult. For example, the most important ult management that you're going to have throughout the entire game is going to be your support ults. These are crucial. These are going to determine the pace of the actual game because you need to identify whether the other team is running two healers or 3. If they're running 3, it's going to be really hard to kind of keep track of what kind of ult they have and when they're going to go about popping it. If they have 2, which is the most ideal situation, 99% of the time you're going to run into this, then it's a lot easier to track to see which kind of ults that they have. So when it comes to this, let's say you run a Cloak and Dagger and you guys run a Luna, and they have a Rocket and they have a Cloak and Dagger. You need to understand that Rocket is not going to have any kind of crazy healing that's going to keep everybody alive. But if they have, like I said, a Cloak and Dagger or Luna or even a Mantis, you need to understand that when they pop that ult, the only thing you're going to know is that they have Rocket left. So that gives you a chance to, 1, counter their main ult, which is a Luna, Mantis, or Cloak and Dagger. After that, you now have a free ult to now what? Take space or to go about countering if there is any kind of other DPS ults. And ideally, that is what you want to do when you have support. On the other hand, if you're a DPS player, you need to keep track of whether the support players pop their ult. Because if, let's say they run a Luna and they said they run a Cloak and Dagger, because all good players are going to run those 2 because those are the healers that provide most healing. You need to keep track as to when they pop their ults because that gives you opportunity to go about doing the most damage with your DPS and or tank ult. Because they're not going to have any counter whatsoever, and you know they're going to be staggered because of that. All right, getting to step number 2, you need to understand positioning. And it sounds plain and simple, but you need to understand whether if you play as a tank, a DPS, or a support, it's different on every level. For example, if you're playing as a tank, you are usually the one tanking the damage and usually the one making space for your team, or, you know, like I said, being the first one into the fight. As a tank, though, let's say you guys are going into a fight, you guys start making space, but you guys lose your other tank, you lose a healer, something like that. You need to understand that you are the one controlling the pace of the game as well as a tank. So if you have 2 teammates down or a tank down, you need to understand that you have to back up because realistically, you can't go to a fight 4v6. You're down 2 players or you're 5v6. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're going to ruin your fight because you're going to end up staggering yourself and not giving your team a chance to come back and support you. So this is something huge, whether, like I said, whether if you play a tank, DPS, or healer, you need to be able to play your life properly because then that gives you the chance to regroup with your team and go for another fight again without delaying that fight any further. So this is a really important tip that a lot of players don't really do. It's really huge in a game like this where it's 6v6 because if you're down 2 players or down a player, it makes it a lot harder to go about wiping them. Number 3, this has to be the most important tip that gold players, plat players, they just don't understand. I don't know why you guys don't get it. Like, how is this hard? Tip number 3, being versatile. I mean, you need to know at least a tank, at least a DPS, and at least a healer. Because I swear, I am tired of these Jeff players, these, I'm a one-trick Punisher. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, how can you be a one-trick? Like, you're up. I played with players in gold and plat. Oh, they type in chat, oh, I'm a one-trick, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I'm like, how do you not know how to at least do a tank, a DPS, or a healer? Like, bro, what are we doing, man? This is going to be the most important thing because if you understand every character and every role in every category, you're going to be way better off than the other team because this is going to allow you to do, to allow you to alternate whether if you're, let's say you're playing a tank and you're getting pissed on, go healer. go healer. Let's say you're being your healer and your DPS is getting pissed on. You can be that DPS or you can be that extra tank, whatever. I feel like a lot of players they don't really care about it because it's like, whatever, like my team's gonna pick it up or whatever. But it's like you can be that difference of having an extra tank, having the extra DPS that's gonna slay out, or having the extra healer that's gonna do really good healing that's gonna swing the fight into your favor. So a lot of people overlook this. I really think that, you know, you should go into quick play, learn new people, literally look up TikTok videos of other tanks or other DPSs or other healers that you're interested in using, and just practice them. Practice their combos, practice what they do and what their ults do. And I promise you, you're gonna rank up a lot faster, and you're gonna see the way that you guys go about fights, and you're gonna win more fights in the end of the day. Last tip, and the most important tip that I will say: people do not do this. I've noticed that bad players will stick to their role or whoever they are throughout the entire game, just to enemy team comp. And what I mean by that is, if they're running Strange and a Magneto, all right, what DPS is going to be good against that? I can tell you off the bat right now, Punisher is going to be a good DPS against Strange, right? So let's say off the bat you're going Punisher against these two guys. You're doing your damage and stuff like that, but you're realizing, because this happened to me in a game today, you're realizing that Mag is literally only popping his ult when you pop it. And for those of you guys that don't know, when you're using your Punisher ult and you're shooting bullets, every single bullet that you're shooting goes to Magneto's thing and it gets sucked, and it's just, you're useless. Like you literally can't do anything. So being able to adjust to their team comp is crucial. So let's say instead of Punisher, you know how to play Storm, you know, and your tank is a Thor. There's a good team up right there. Like, boom. Like, or let's just say they have a Magic, and they're going for your backline and stuff. A good adjustment to that, Namor. You put up the turrets, you stay back with the backline, and you take care of them. Boom. Like, a lot of people don't do this. And it's like, you know, you're literally losing so many fights because it's like you want to stick with that one character that you have, where a good player will recognize, okay, this is what they're doing, this is their game plan. What can I do on my end? What can I change? Or what character can I be to disrupt this and throw it off? And exactly this is exactly what you need to do, is adjust to their team comp. You know, a lot of players, let's say they're running a permanent Captain America and Magneto. They'll be getting pissed on like towards the end, like a 1 minute left, and your Captain America won't switch to Doctor Strange. It's like, why not? Like you get off spawn, you have a minute left. Let's say, you know, it's really intense. You guys can win the fight. You can TP your team closer, and then, you know, 9 times out of 10, you'll probably win that fight because they're not expecting you to switch to Strange so quick. Guys, if you guys want more videos like this, more tutorials, just let me know. Like I said, if you guys drop a like, drop a comment, let me know what tips and stuff like that you guys have, because I'm still learning. I'm Plat 2 right now. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you all later.